It wasn't the words alone that shattered Prince Harry. It was the icy, deliberate way they were delivered. Imagine it. King Charles, calm as stone, looking his son dead in the eye and declaring, "I owe you nothing, son. In this life or after cold." Brutal. Final. That wasn't just a father rejecting his son. No, this was a king sending a message to the entire world. The monarchy had drawn its line in the sand. No more second chances. No more fake smiles. No more pretending Harry was still one of them. Harry didn't return to the UK expecting cheers, but he did expect something. Anything. Maybe a discreet meeting behind palace doors. Maybe a handshake. Maybe a polite nod. Maybe even the faint hope of a hug. But instead, he got the door slammed in his face harder than ever before. For years, Harry painted himself as the misunderstood prince, the rebel who dared to escape the golden cage, the one who claimed he was suffocated by the palace machine and needed to find his truth. But here's the sting. In burning those bridges, he left nothing to walk back on, and now he's trying to creep across ashes, expecting them to hold his weight. Charles isn't buying it. That single sentence, "I owe you nothing," wasn't screamed in anger. It was delivered with the chilling detachment of a monarch who has decided he's finished. It stripped Harry of every ounce of entitlement. No more leaning on the Windsor name, no more assuming his birthright guaranteed forgiveness. And make no mistake, this wasn't Charles being emotional. This was calculated. The royal family doesn't run on feelings. It runs on image, survival, and unbroken tradition. Charles knows one slip of weakness toward Harry now would make the crown look pathetic, and the monarchy doesn't survive weakness. So instead, he doubled down. He made it clear the crown doesn't bend for pity projects, especially not ones that sold palace secrets to Netflix and book publishers. Insiders whispered that Harry came back not just for a chat, but for something more. Security access, royal backing, money, even the possibility of being seen again at major state events. But what did he get? Silence at first, and then those 6 lethal words. For Charles, it's not complicated. This is about loyalty. And Harry? He traded loyalty for camera time. For years, he blasted the royal family on global TV, published memoirs like grenades, and exposed their deepest wounds. He called them out, mocked them, blamed them, shamed them, and now he's shocked that the gates remain locked? The British public isn't shocked. They've moved on. Once, Harry was their favorite. The cheeky rebel, the soldier prince, the one with Diana's spark and a big heart. But now, he's the guy who won't stop airing dirty laundry and still expects sympathy. On this trip, doors didn't just stay closed, they were bolted. And the tragedy is, Harry still looks confused, as if he can't grasp that his own choices brought him here. You can't torch the crown, walk away hand in hand with Hollywood, and then pop back expecting the red carpet to be rolled out. That's not how it works. But this story isn't only about Harry's fall, it's also about who's rising higher because of it. While Harry runs in circles, begging for a seat, another figure sits firmly in the shadow of the throne. Prince William. William, the son Charles does owe everything to. And that contrast, that's where the story cuts deepest. William didn't need to scream for attention. He didn't need to write memoirs, give interviews, or sell drama to Netflix. While the world obsessed over Harry's every meltdown, William played the long game. Silent, steady, relentless. He stayed. And in the monarchy, sometimes staying is everything. He didn't run to cameras. He didn't throw tantrums. He didn't cash in royal secrets. He swallowed storms, stood firm, and held the crown together when everything else seemed to be crumbling. That's why Charles owes him. That's why the monarchy owes him. That's why Britain still believes. Charles isn't blind. He's waited his entire life for the throne, longer than any heir in history. He knows the price of loyalty and the cost of patience. When he looks at his sons, he sees 2 legacies. One built on sacrifice, one built on spectacle. William's loyalty wasn't loud, but it was consistent. When Diana died, William was the one who shielded Harry from the chaos. When Charles married Camilla, something William reportedly hated, he bit his tongue for peace. When scandals threatened the monarchy's image, William didn't fan the flames. He gritted his teeth, swallowed pride, and carried the family forward with quiet dignity. That's why Charles sees him not just as heir, but as savior. Charles owes William not just as a father, but as a king desperate to secure the monarchy's future. William has become the anchor, the unshakable pillar holding the crown steady through storm after storm. Look at the proof. When Charles's health faltered, it wasn't Harry stepping in, it was William. While Harry was thousands of miles away recording another podcast, William was front and center, meeting dignitaries, reassuring the public, and carrying the monarchy like it was second nature. No whining, no drama, just duty, and the public sees it. Polls across Britain tell the truth Charles already knows. William and Catherine are adored. They're the couple who still make people believe in the monarchy. Side by side, they've built an image of grace, elegance, and stability. Catherine isn't just a royal wife. She's the crown's secret weapon. Timeless, relatable, dignified. Together, they're everything the monarchy needs to survive in the modern age. Harry and Meghan? Their popularity has plummeted. Once celebrated as the modern royals, they're now seen as outsiders. Not royals, but celebrities trying to play royals from California. The British public isn't fooled. They value the ones who stayed, not the ones who cashed in on royal secrets for Netflix deals and memoir money. And that's why Charles is doubling down on William. Behind palace doors, insiders whisper that Charles leans on him more than anyone else. William's influence already runs deep, his voice shaping decisions, his image cementing the monarchy's reputation. He isn't just waiting for the throne, he's already steering it. Think about it. Harry and Meghan had every advantage: Hollywood power, global attention, media empires, but they lacked the one thing William held tight: duty, the daily grind of royal life, the boring, thankless tasks that build respect over years. William took them on, Harry rejected them. That's the difference. William's rise hasn't been flashy. It's been disciplined, strategic, and almost painfully steady. While his brother hurled grenades from across the Atlantic, William was quietly building an unshakable image at home. No theatrics, no meltdowns, no Hollywood deals, just consistency. And that's what the monarchy thrives on. With Catherine at his side, the royal brand feels stronger than ever. She's not just the photogenic Duchess the tabloids once obsessed over. She's become the symbol of everything the crown wants the world to believe in: grace, stability, and timeless elegance. Together, William and Catherine give people hope that the monarchy can still stand in a modern world obsessed with change. They balance tradition with relatability, pomp with accessibility. Harry and Meghan, meanwhile, tried to rival that from California. They had all the tools: celebrity networks, billions of eyeballs, endless media coverage. But what they lacked was the quiet grind of duty. They underestimated how much respect is built not by headlines, but by service. And that's the gap William widened with every passing year. Inside Buckingham Palace, whispers grow louder. Charles relies on William more than anyone. Advisors say William is already shaping decisions, already smoothing crises, already holding the monarchy's center of gravity. He's not waiting for the crown, he's already wearing its weight. Harry, on the other hand, looks increasingly like an outsider. And worse, irrelevant. That's the sting. The rejection from his father hurts, yes, but what's crushing him is the realization that the world no longer hangs on his every word. His name doesn't command the magic it once did. Not in London, not in Hollywood. The headlines still appear sure, but they don't move anything. The sympathy that once followed him like a shield has vanished. So what's next for him? Another memoir? Another docuseries? Another tell-all interview that promises the truth but delivers the same recycled bitterness? He might try, but it won't restore what's already lost. Because once a king draws a line, the crown doesn't erase it. Every royal engagement, every press release, every staged photo from the palace confirms the same truth. William is the heartbeat of the monarchy. Harry is its cautionary tale. And what cuts deepest for Harry isn't even the rejection. It's the irrelevance. The slow, suffocating realization that his name no longer bends the world to his will. The headlines still come, yes, but they no longer shift the mood of nations. The sympathy that once shielded him after Diana's death has drained away. The sparkle of being the fun prince has dimmed. Now, to millions, he's just another ex-royal who turned his pain into profit. A man who traded castles for contracts, crowns for cameras, and family for fleeting fame. King Charles's words, "I owe you nothing, son," weren't merely a father's cold remark. They were a royal decree, a declaration of survival. In that moment, the monarchy's future was drawn with ruthless precision. William is the legacy. Harry is the lesson. It's loyalty that keeps the crown alive, not scandal. William proved that. He weathered every storm, swallowed every indignity, and still carried the burden with composure. He didn't run, he didn't cash in, he didn't set fire to the house he was destined to inherit. Instead, he stood steady while his brother chose the chaos of escape. And now, Britain knows who its future king is. Not because of bloodline alone, but because of choice. William's choice to stay when Harry fled. William's choice to protect the institution when Harry attacked it. William's choice to serve when Harry demanded. The monarchy, for all its flaws, has always survived on one thing: endurance. It doesn't crumble when mocked. It doesn't vanish when criticized. It adapts, it reshapes, it clings to relevance through sheer will. And in this era of constant change, it's William and Catherine who embody that survival. Harry, meanwhile, faces a different future. He will keep speaking, keep writing, keep filming, but the more he talks, the less people listen. The more he demands sympathy, the less he gets it, because the crown is no longer waiting for him. The gates are closed, the bridge burned, the chapter ended. And in the halls of Buckingham, the future is already secured. William, the steadfast, the loyal, the patient, isn't just heir to the throne, he's the monarchy's redemption. Catherine, the graceful, the stable, the adored, isn't just a consort, she's its salvation. Together they are the reason Britain still believes. So when Charles said those 6 words, "I owe you nothing, son," it wasn't cruelty, it was clarity. The monarchy is done bending for Harry. The crown doesn't run on family drama. It runs on loyalty, sacrifice, and the ability to endure when everything else falls apart. Harry chose a different path. And now, for the first time in his life, he's discovering the truth no one ever told him. The crown owes him nothing. Not now. Not ever.